Greetings, viewers, and welcome to episode 78 of the Tales of Symphonia completion walkthrough. This will be my fourth attempt to record this audio, so fingers crossed it actually works. We are doing the second part of the hard path now. That involves choosing either the Tower of Mana or the Valakrof Mausoleum to go to next. Whichever one you do, you'll have to do the other one after. Whichever one you do first, Sheena will follow you in. On your way out, after beating the boss, she will ambush you. So keep that in mind. Yeah, whichever of those two you do first, you have to fight two bosses. One, traditional one at the seal, and then Sheena on the way back out. Going through these. I didn't bother to check the walkthrough for the puzzle solutions. I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it from scratch here. It wasn't too hard, but if you want more step-by-step instructions for these puzzles, then check out the playthrough 1 version of this dungeon, where that would have been like episode 25, 26, something like that. And I'll step-by-step how to do these puzzles. Anyway, I chose Tower of Mana first, pretty much just because the monsters here are higher level, and I want to do some grinding for levels. I think we're around 20-something right now, and I want to get about 10 levels higher than that eventually. But this first time through, concentrating on, well, first of all, getting to the point where you can recombine the two groups, because right now it forces you to be separated. Also, a couple of these enemies here, their location data was listed as question mark, because I guess the first time through I used someone other than Rain to ID them, so not a big deal, even much for me, or, want that same level of completion. So I just made sure to have Rain use a magic lens on them. Not a big deal. Once the two groups, here we go, are reunited, I could go through that teleporter to reach the boss, but instead I go back to town for some equipment upgrades. Some are just, from some gold I earned in there, and then also some of the enemies in the Tower of Mana were dropping white silver, which I used to craft a couple of pieces as well. But that's not all. I remembered that I can get black silver as well if I go to the Valakrof Mausoleum. So I came here after a few false starts where my other party members killed the enemy before I could steal from it. This time I should show you the method. Putting them on reserve, where I have everybody else just sit back and do nothing except Rain for healing. And I want to steal from the gargoyle there. They're the ones who carry the black silver, and I believe that's the only way to get it at this point in the game. And of course I got it first try here. That allows me to craft another couple of nice weapons. One for Lloyd and one for Kratos. Just kind of getting myself as strong as I can at this point. Then I went and I did that grinding I mentioned. See, as I said, I got up to about 30, 31, which is within a level or two of where I was in the first playthrough when I fought this boss. Obviously that was normal mode as opposed to hard mode, so it will be a little tougher, but it's not a big deal. As I've mentioned in the last couple of episodes, hard mode doesn't really mean that much harder. It's not like the brutal or whatever the heck they call the hardest difficulty.
Looks really.
So, in case you forgot or just didn't do it in the first playthrough, this boss is the only reliable place in the game to get the white quartz that you have to steal from him. It's not a useful item, but it's necessary to get at least one at some point to fill out your item book for a title for I believe it was. So make sure that you get one during one of your playthroughs.
Sonic thrust.
If you're going for absolute, 100%, then that's gonna be minimum 5 playthroughs, so you'll be fighting this guy at least 5 times. Plenty of chance. If for some weird reason you never do,
Demon supersonic thrust.
Get really lucky in the Forbidden Nananissus dungeon, because that's the only other place in the game to get a white quartz is randomly from one of the red torches there. Anyway, it's much easier just to steal from him. As you can see, he's a mostly physical-based boss with the occasional little light beam. So the standard tactics apply. Get a tank character up in his face, block a lot, and then attack when the back is turned, or one of your friends has them flinching in a combo already. And so maybe hard mode, so he hits a little harder, and most noticeably is a lot tankier, but he's a nice big target, and overall this is not a hard fight. I mean, obviously it would be a lot harder if I hadn't done all that grinding, but yeah, we're around the same level we were during the non-hard path. So around 30, easy enough fight. There we go.
You picked the wrong guy to mess with.
We got brass, which will be useful for synthesizing another, even better weapon for Lloyd in a bit. Okay, so as I mentioned before, on our way out, we get ambushed by Sheena. We're higher level than we were when we fought her in the first playthrough, so this is actually a pretty easy fight. And yeah, I think it's kind of cool that it can happen in the Tower of Mana, not just the Balakruth Mausoleum.
Everybody's counting
It's one of those things where it's a really minor change, but a really minor difference, but when you're going through the game as many times as you have to complete this one, even little differences are welcome. Things to break up the monotony. Of course, later in this playthrough, we'll be showing you the main big difference you can get in this story. But that isn't until Time War Doctrine.
Sonic flight spear.
Ready?
Go. Guardian's already down. She's all alone.
Supersonic thrust.
Light whirlwind! Red chariot! Fire seal! Damn hammer!
And she's done.
Good job, everyone!
So, Tower of Mana is done. Light Seal. Don't forget to grab Boltzmann's book that's in the far left bookcase there before you leave. Wow, we can go for a swim. It's pretty. I see. So this is... Kratos, what's up? Nothing. I was just thinking the air here is clean and pure. Now that you mention it, I feel a mysterious presence. Yeah, the amount of mana is high here. Something may be hidden here. Just letting you know that you have to come back here later. Obviously, you don't need to go there. I just was wondering what would happen if you did. Yep. Balacroft, again, if you need help with the puzzles, not that there's many, but if you do, then go back to episode, something in the low 20s, for the first playthrough version of this dungeon, and the step-by-step how to get through, how to get all the treasures. I assume that if you're watching this is at least your second playthrough. If you're a real masochist who's doing the hard path on your first playthrough and you skipped ahead in the
This is gonna be a
list
piece of
here,
cake.
spoiler alert, that, you know, there will be plenty of spoilers, because I'm assuming that this is at least the second step. And also warn you that yeah, you won't be seeing step by step a lot of stuff, because it would be redundant to the first playthrough. Now this boss, to be honest, I've forgotten about him. I was thinking it was going to be the three fairies. No, that's the boss you fight when you're here for the summon. Steel boss here, the bird type person. Once again, a physical attacker, and I think like not as tanky as the one we just fought, but higher offense. And there you go. See what happens when I got dizzied and was unable to block, and took the full brunt of that feather blast. Actually knocked it out. Thankfully, since we don't have to worry about friendship first anymore, I can just pop a life bottle and get back up, no issues. Still, the first playthrough, and we hadn't picked up friendship first yet, I'd have to restart from the last save. Redo the whole battle. So yeah, there you go. Much less tanky than the last boss. Okay, so once you've beaten both of those dungeons, Lewin is destroyed. So I hope you grabbed your rabbit's feet specifically from here, because there won't be a chance to get those for quite a lot longer in the game. Anything else here you could get elsewhere.
Now you're
Most of Asgard.
What happened?
Okay, so as soon as you come to this screen and this scene happens, you get a nice chunky boost to Sheena's
But first,
affection.
it seems she has companions.
And then if that brings her into the top 3, then
Call me
she
what you
will
like.
offer to join here.
take a look at this city.
Obviously, I
The
have been
designs.
keeping track of my affection to make sure that she is in the top 3, because as far as I'm concerned,
Do you know about the Human Ranch north?
The main
people
reason
of the
to
city
do
have been
the
hiding
hard
some
path
folks. The designs
is
found out about it.
to
And
get
not only
Sheena
was the
early,
entire...
so might as well get
how
her
are
as
you...
early as you
It's
can, right?
nothing.
If like you were just getting everybody real high as you could, and so she wasn't able to get to the top 3, and so doesn't offer to join, or if she is in the top 3 and for some weird reason you decide to
She's lost a lot
down,
of blood.
then she'll still join.
You're right.
A little later.
Professor?
Fine.
Not even all that
But I
much later.
swear you're all...
Point is, you know, not exactly, not an
Why?
optional
Why did
character.
you save me?
In fact, in this game, none of the party members
Probably
are
for the
optional.
same reason you saved that man.
It
Thanks.
just,
I know it's a selfish,
it's just a difference of
unreasonable
a
thing to
short
say at this
amount of
point,
time
but
in the story.
I have a favor to ask of you.
A favor.
I owe the people of this city for food and please. If you agree, I'll declare a truce with you and help in any way.
Say yes. Get a
All
slight
right.
boost to Colette
Lloyd,
and
are you
Sheena.
serious?
She
I
said
agree
no.
with Lloyd.
I think
Colette,
it would
not
like
you.
boost
What
Rain
about you?
I see no problem.
most, and then maybe
I'm
someone else.
fine.
I forget.
I suppose if we look at it another way, it does mean we can keep a...
But the point is, as I've said
You better
before,
watch
I
out,
wouldn't bother to
Sheena.
say no. Okay, so I ran to Lima, or not Lima, Hema here, and there was little point in doing so. The game will force you to come here in just a little bit anyway, so I would suggest it's probably best to hold off. But I came here, got a couple of pieces of armor for Sheena, and as I mentioned, that piece of brass we got from the boss of the Light Seal lets us forge a new sword for Lloyd there. That's assuming that we have a rapier, which we could have picked up in either Lewin or Asgard. So keep that in mind if you plan to customize a nimble rapier. You will need a regular rapier first. Again, though, we'll be here in just a little bit anyway, so it's probably not worth going out of the way to come here early. It's not that big of a boost. One thing you do want to do, however, is go to Asgard and make sure that you have at least 3 paralysis charms. The boss of the Human Ranch we're going to, he likes to use lots of lightning, and those lightning attacks cause paralysis, and as you might imagine, being paralyzed in a fight sucks. And on top of that, the paralysis charm gives a bit of a boost to defense against lightning elements, so both of those things combined take the fight from extremely difficult to fairly easy. And as I said, you want 3 because you have a 3-person party. Okay, so here we're at the ranch. It proceeds the same way as in the first playthrough. Decide to pull a Wizard of Oz / Star Wars, beat up some guards and steal their uniforms, and then pretend to be guards with prisoners. I don't actually need to talk to these people. I don't know why I did. Come in here. Find out, okay, this is where the X-Sphere manufacturing is happening. Run into Bata, who was acting weird, but now we know why. He's not actually a member of this same faction. We just haven't been able to learn to tell the difference between the renegades and the designs yet. Okay, Far's an asshole, we know that. And get control again. Through here, and once we come up to this upper left part, we'll be kicked out. First we find out that X-Spheres are people. And then find out that Far's the one who ordered the death of our Tommy Dearest, experimented on her, and all that fun stuff. So, once again, Far's an asshole. This is sort of a running theme here. I guess if he does recognize Kratos, he's not as scared as he should be. Based on everything. Okay, so here, I went ahead and said
Just can't.
go for
I know
big
you're
old
but right
Kratos
now.
boost.
Let me think by myself for a while,
The
okay?
other choice I think boosts everyone to some degree, including Kratos to a lesser degree.
Will you...
Either
How would
one's
you
fine.
feel?
Again, it's based on
What?
what
You lost your life to an X-sphere.
what
If it
events
were me,
you want
I'd
later
want
on
someone
in
with
this
the will to
playthrough.
break this. Then
I
perhaps I
still
could
plan
atone
on
for
having
some-
Kratos
Your sins?
That's not important.
in the top 3,
What is
so I can do
important is
the his version of the Flanoir Doctor,
X-spheres.
and then probably Sheena in the top 3, and I don't care about the other one for stuff like, you know, the beach title and stuff like that. Okay, so normally at this point in the game, Sheena will already have the water summons, which allows us to get the unicorn horn, which combined with the Boltzmann's book we got from the Power of Mana, lets us cure this guy. But since we don't have the water summons, we can't get the unicorn horn, can't cure him, and therefore we just need to talk this lady into giving us the orb that he would have given us instead. So again, one of those very minor differences that leads to the exact same place, but it's fun and it's there. And yeah, obviously we were in Hema there, so as I said earlier about getting that equipment upgrade, could have done it then, easily enough. Alright, so we're back into the Human Ranch, and we have to choose our infiltration team. You might recall from the previous... playthrough that we're picking our teams based on the skits available. There was one skit that required Rain and Kratos in the party, and then there's 2 skits that require Colette in the party. And since it's only a 3-person team, that means that they were they were contradictory. So in the first playthrough, I chose Rain and Kratos mostly because I knew that the boss here was pretty tough, and I figured that would be a stronger team. And this time around, I have Colette and Kratos. Got kind of hard. Phew! Looks like they've stopped moving. Say, Lloyd? Could we try to avoid attacking them? I feel so sorry for them. What are you talking about? They're monsters. Yes, but some of them might have been human once. When I think about that, You've got a kind heart, Colette. Alright, so that was one of the 2 you get for having Colette in the party and waiting around at least 10 minutes, not in a battle or menu. Then you have to transition at least once and wait 10, 20 seconds, whatever, and this one pops up. We're going to keep fighting them, aren't we? I'm sorry. And that's it! Okay. So now we're ready to go fight the boss. As I showed earlier, I made sure to equip these 3 with their paralysis charms. I think... correct me if I'm wrong, but my memory is fuzzily telling me that in the first playthrough I forgot to equip my paralysis charms and I got my butt kicked.
So, this is Lloyd. I see. He does.
In any event, I promise it makes this fight a lot easier. Depending on your actual level, what have you, there'll be a given degree of easy, but easier, definitely. And of course, we got the rest of the team just standing there watching. They had to make sure to show us that. Like, oh no, they're not going to come help, even though they're right there in the same room. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that the previous 2 bosses we fought in this episode were physical based. So you jump up in their face, block, and attack when you can, mostly relying on your allies to be on the offense. This guy is the opposite. He is a magic-based boss, and furthermore, he has minions. So in any fight with a boss with minions, you want to go for the minions first. Kill them as quick as possible. The difficulty of any fight definitely goes up based on the number of enemies. And the sooner you can get it down to just the boss, the better. Then you're dealing with just this magic-based boss, so the majority of his attacks are going to be casted. Obviously, blocking won't help you against that unless you use the special magic block, which not only takes some people to use, but for me at least, it's a lot harder to trigger. So the main thing you want to do defensively against the caster boss is try to dodge, avoid the area of the spells, which it thankfully shows you, but
Take this! Thunderblade!
you have to have the reflexes to actually dodge, which as you can see a lot of the time I can't. So I was wondering why Kratos wasn't healing, and I realized, oh, I had his healing skill. Oops. I get a lot easier now.
Don't overdo it. First aid!
Dodge out of this
Take this!
area of the spell.
Take this! Lightning!
Just avoid him when he's in his overdrive. And yeah, overall, it's actually a fairly surprisingly easy fight. I decided to swing by Hakenesia Peak, show you what happens here. Cannot pass unless you have a road pass. Available at item shop in Asgard, or must cross the sea via Isolde. Well, being sold at an item shop in Asgard is a damn lie. I checked every shop in Asgard thoroughly, and I couldn't find it for sale anywhere. I did, however, remember that, oh yeah, Kratos is the only one who's not maxed out on cooking. I should probably be doing that. So that's what I'm doing here, is just picking out a recipe for him to practice. Don't really need to worry about it too much until we have him permanently later in the playthrough. Stop by Umasi again. Look at that! And again, this is optional. It's beautiful. It's a unicorn. Rain, it's a unicorn. Yes, but why is it... Wow, so they still have unicorns on this side. This side? Nothing. Problem is, how are we going to contact the unicorn inside the water prison? There has to be some way, or else we won't be able to get the unicorn horn. Can we just swim to it? You won't be able to hold your breath that long. Damn it! Isn't there some other way? There is a way. What? We could summon Undine, who exists somewhere in this world, to control the water's mana. Undine? You mean the summon spirit? We don't have anyone who can summon the summon spirits. I haven't formed a pact yet, but if I can form the pact, I can summon him. Oh, so Sheena's a summoner. I'm a guardian user, but I can summon too. I've heard that the art of summoning was lost a very long time ago. Well, it still exists. Anyway, if you're not interested, I'm not going to force you. No, we need the unicorn horn. Please do it, Sheena. Alright, then have to go to the Seal of Water. Undine should be at the seal. After release the Seal of Fire, Ifrit appeared. Thus, perhaps we should find and release the Seal of Water. Yes, I feel sorry for Pietro, but we'll have to wait. Pietro, Sophie, I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, so when I was done with that, I went ahead and I took my little butt down to Isolde and, spoke to Max and Layla and all the normal stuff from the first playthrough to sail across here. So that is the official end of the hard path. We're now in Palma Costa, just like if we had skipped the hard path to begin with. Obviously, we're higher level, so the next couple parts of the game will be quite easy in comparison. But yeah, from here on out, we follow the normal path, like you would in Palma Costa, with the Human Ranch here and the Soda Geyser and getting the road pass, etc., etc. Oh, and of course dealing with these assholes here, the imposters, and getting them their potion. I hope this time that I will not screw up and get to see all of their scenes. But yeah, like I said, hard path over. The game is pretty much the same as in the first playthrough for quite some time now, until we get to Flanoir Doctor. So I imagine the next few episodes are going to be even more cut from, jump to jump to interesting bits, so we're not just repeating ourselves. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it useful. That's it for this time, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.